Would you rather have $10 million and a husband who is unfaithful and cheats on you? Or would you rather be moderate but have someone who loves you with all their being?
Are you asking me?
Welcome to another, I'd say a small episode of Unanswered. Wait, what do we call
It's
this?
a Q&A episode.
This is a Q&A episode of Unanswered. Well, what happened is you guys have sent us questions, so we want to answer your questions. But before we do that, let me tell you what Unanswered is. We run a podcast where we love to think, question, and connect, and we usually use idioms and phrases to answer some of life's biggest questions and help you find the answers. And as most of you already know, I'm Joe.
And I'm Joyce.
You guys all know we love to bridge generations, nations, and stations, and we love to give you a small glimpse into our lives. But before we do any of that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us.
And follow us on your favorite social media platforms. We are on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, LinkedIn. Yes, yeah. That's
all of the social medias.
All of the social media platforms. You can find us under Unanswered 100. I can't speak today. Unanswered 100. So, like you said, today this is a special episode.
Yeah, special one.
Where we are going to answer some of your questions.
Yep. So we've actually got questions from you guys. So thank you for sending in those questions.
Yes.
We are going to answer a few of them, and some of them are not necessarily like straight. They're not idioms, but they're just questions that people have sent in that they want us to address. So you have questions that, send them in. We'll answer them. We'll try to.
These questions are in response to our episodes.
Yes, they're definitely in response to the episodes. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying that the questions themselves aren't idioms or anything like that.
No.
So,
but
yes.
I mean, like you sent us questions, so we have to answer them.
We have to answer them.
Yes.
All right.
So the first question. Is from Jennifer, Minnesota. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.
Thank you so much for supporting our channel for sending in a question. She asked, what is the difference between empathy, compassion, and sympathy?
Oh, wow.
That's a really good question because I think these words are kind of confusing sometimes. We know what each of them mean, but sometimes we use them interchangeably.
I was just going to say that. We use them interchangeably.
But they're actually different.
They have very, very different meanings. They have very different meanings, but I think they start off with the same feeling, if I can say that, or emotion that goes into it, right? So they're all associated with the same emotion, but they have very, very different meanings. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm looking up the dictionary definition. You take it.
So do you want me to tell you what I think?
Yeah.
Okay, so first thing, I think that we're talking about sympathy, empathy, and compassion. Okay, so I think that they're, once again, all those three are associated with a similar emotion, but that they are three different levels.
Okay.
Right? And if I put the levels from, let's say, lowest being the weakest to highest being the strongest, right?
Okay.
It would be.
So it's on the same spectrum.
It's on the same spectrum.
Okay.
I think they're probably on the same spectrum. You have sympathy, then you have empathy, and then you have compassion. See, this is the hard part because I'm going to explain all this, and then you're going to read the definition.
Do you want me to read the definition
just wait.
first?
We'll see how close it is. They may be wrong, though. So sympathy is basically like this emotion where I care for someone. Not I care, but I feel sorry for someone, right? And so that's some element of that care, or it's on that spectrum of caring, right? I feel sorry for someone. So, for instance, if I walk by and I saw a homeless person on the street, man, I really feel bad about that, you know?
Okay.
That's sympathy, right?
Okay.
So there's no like real deep emotion involved, but at the same time, you feel like sorry for this individual. That's sympathy, right? Whereas if we go to the next level is empathy. And empathy is you feel sorry for this individual, but at the same time, you're kind of putting yourself in this person's shoes, right? I can understand how you're feeling in this situation. So you're empathizing with
you're
the person.
You're putting yourself
into
their shoes.
Yeah,
okay.
Like actually putting yourself into their shoes, into their situation. And so that's more of empathy, which, as you can see, I think is a lot greater than the sympathy. sympathy, you can still stay far removed. Empathy, you're kind of saying, wow, I understand how you feel. Even if you haven't gone through that exact situation, you have some semblance of understanding of where they're at, right? But then you get to compassion. And compassion says is the greatest one. And compassion, I think, is you have that care, you have that concern, you empathize with them, but then it moves you to want to do something about this situation. And so the compassion...
It's more of an action word.
It's more of an action word. Now, you may not necessarily be able to complete the action, but it makes you want to do something in order to fix the situation or to ease the discomfort in whatever way, shape, or form. So sympathy is just like, wow, I feel bad, but you don't want to do anything. You wish you could, but you just kind of give up. Empathy is like, man, I know exactly how this person feels. I understand. But compassion is like, man, this is the worst. I got to do something. Even if it's just call, if it's just whatever the action is, it makes you want to do something to relieve the situation. Okay.
Well, I think that's a very good distinction and explanation.
Now let's read the definition and see if I'm...
No, you're actually very close. Sympathy tends to be more distant and pity-oriented, sometimes perceived as less helpful by those in distress. Empathy adds emotional or cognitive sharing, but can lead to personal distress or burnout if unregulated. For example, shared pain activation in brain regions like the anterior insula. Compassion integrates elements of empathy with an other-oriented motivation to help. Exactly what you said. Often linked to positive affiliation networks in the brain and prosocial behavior. It's viewed as more beneficial and actionable in clinical and patient-reported studies.
So I'm no...
You're a dictionary.
I'm no dictionary by any means, and I didn't study this, but I think just from experience, I guess, that lines up pretty well. I didn't read that Grok thing before we did this, so it's not like we set that up or staged it. But the point being is that, if we understand what those words are and what they mean, then I think it will help us to use them better and to react better when we come into situations, because we'll know which one we need to actually use.
Where we're at,
right? Because sympathy... even when we put it on cards and things like that, we'll know better how to use it. In conversation.
That's really good.
Hey, thank you. Jennifer, thank you for that question. Hopefully that answers the question. If you have another question, let us know. And hopefully, I guess I want to encourage you guys as you're going out to make sure that that we don't just stop at sympathy, but that we move into that empathy and compassion wherever we are able, wherever we're capable to.
So the second question is from Teddy. We actually know Teddy.
Oh yeah, we talked to him the other night.
Yes, we saw him at Craving Club. It's a restaurant that we frequently visit here in Jizan.
Yes,
and
that's one of our favorites in Jizan.
Yeah, he is one of the servers there, and he came over to our table and he was like, hey, Joe and Joyce, I have a question. He wants to know, how do you balance money and love? Which is more important, he says.
And he kind of asked the question. We tried to get more information from him. And when he was explaining it, I think at first he was saying, which one is more important, money or love? And I was just kind of like, what? Which one is more important? And it's that's such a big question, and it's so in some ways subjective, and I think he's asking it in the context of relationship building. He's a single guy but has a girlfriend, and so I think he's asking in that context which one should I focus on more, the love or the money aspect, right? And wow, that's an excellent question. I know.
Thank you, Teddy. There's so many angles. The first thing that came to mind is that you can't buy love. So money can't buy love. You cannot buy love. So if you find love, and the caveat is true love, true lasting love, we're talking about a potential partner, for life.
Yeah,
right?
money can't buy you love. It can certainly buy you lovers, but it can't buy you love. That's
So
not a
if
good thing.
you really found a person who you think you could share the rest of your life with, I think that's priceless.
Let me ask you another question. This just came to me. Would you rather have $10 million and a husband who is unfaithful and cheats on you,
Or wife, yes.
or wife, or would you rather be moderate or even poor, but have someone who loves you with all their being? Which one would you rather have?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you. I'm asking the audience. Which one would you rather?
I would choose the person.
You choose the person.
Yes.
Do you think that most people would choose the person, or do you
I don't
think
know.
that's a good question, right?
It's a good question. I have friends who are happily single. So if you ask them, they'd be like, "I'll take the $10 million."
Give me the $10 million.
Yeah, because I'm happy. So
Right.
give me the $10 million. But I'm happily married. I love our relationship. I love a marriage. So if you ask me that question, I'd be like, no. Keep your money. I want the relationship.
Because in that situation, it's like you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
Right. What you haven't experienced,
Yes.
it's hard for you to, Exactly.
What I have right now is great. So I
Right.
want to keep it.
I mean, we all are always like saying, hey, we need more money. But many times with more money comes more problems,
Yes.
And if you have a relationship that's strong, that's downright tight, man, that is one of the best things you could ever hope for. I was just talking this morning, and we're not going to get mushy, but I was just talking this morning, remember? And I was like, man, Joyce, you're really my best friend. And
Aww.
come on.
Aww.
Come on, guys. Honestly,
Come on, keep it coming.
You're really my best friend, and I would not rather talk to anyone else, about my issues, about things that are going on, and I always want to hear about what's going on with you, and that it's not like that with anyone else. I have other friends. I have really, really good friends, but they're not like you. You're like my best friend. You're my best travel buddy. If we travel, I'm like, if I have to travel, let me travel with Joyce. So in that situation, it's like, which would you rather have? And once again, you don't know what you don't know. I would much rather have that loving relationship that's going to be there, because it's fantastic. So.
I said it before, like I love my relationship with you, so I would not trade anything for that. But I think for a young person who's not married,
right,
prioritizing his life. I mean, if you're in your 20s, you're trying to make it.
It's like, which one should I be chasing after?
Yes,
Should I be chasing after the love aspect?
Yes.
Or should I be chasing after the money aspect?
Especially from an Asian background.
Yes.
That is very security focused. It's not really money focused. It's security focused. Right. We want to be secure. And the traditional definition is you have to own a home and you have to own a car. You have
to have enough space to take care of your parents.
Yes. It's the Asian dream, right? So it's
once they get old, you got to take care of the parents.
It's changed a little bit over the years, but it's still very security focused. Right. So if you're asking, should I invest my effort and my energy into making more money or establishing this lasting relationship? If that is the question, I think it becomes a little bit more complicated. I would still say if you found someone who's compatible with you, someone who loves you and whom you love dearly and can see yourself with for the rest of your life, that does not come by easy.
Yeah, it doesn't come easy.
It does not.
You should take advantage of those situations.
Because yes. So we don't. We don't know people's situation. But
we don't know people's situation, but just look at all the hurt, look at all the divorce in the world.
Yes.
I mean, the divorce court is its own industry, divorce lawyers and all that. Yeah. The adjudication for that is just, wow, it's its own industry.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, when you find it, man, you want to hold on to it with all you can. So
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not saying be poor. Like it's a very real reality, right? Like we cannot live without money. So, I mean, you have to do what you have to do. Like if you have to work X amount of years in order to, be able to afford getting married. We were just talking to our friends in China who's telling us how getting married these days are impossibly expensive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. They were talking about the house.
And
you have to pay for.
Yeah, especially on the groom side, you have to have so much money stacked up for the bride.
There was parents talking about their kids. How are we going to get our kids married?
And they've been working for, I don't know, 20 some years and saving so that their one son can get married. And so from that perspective, I understand. But it comes with a warning. We'll never have enough money.
The eyes are always hungry.
We will.
When is enough?
When you've saved enough for a little apartment, you move in, and then you start, like, your insides start to itch. Like, what if, like,
this place could be bigger. I wonder if we should get a house.
Right? Like, so take that into account when you're considering your situation, because when's enough? And in my personal experience, if you're not content with what you have right now, you will never be content.
If you're not only if you're not content with what you have now, but I think it's also a security issue as well, as in if you're not secure in who you are, right? In what you're composed of, and sure of yourself, right? Then there's always, you're looking for something more to come in and fill those gaps.
It's true. Does
that make sense?
Yeah.
And so if you're always searching, you'll never fill it. You'll never fill those holes.
So know yourself and know your partner. And if they truly love you, I say,
Jayo.
Yes, jayo. Add oil and grab them before they look elsewhere.
Yeah, so that was a lot.
Because you can always make money.
I always tell you, there's always a way to make money.
Yes,
I think that love is more important, the one that we really want to focus on, because there's always a way to make money. I mean, there's just always a way to make money. I'm not saying that everybody's gonna be rich, but literally, there's always a way to make money. You can open up a lemonade stand. You can.
You gotta feed your family. Yeah. It gets complicated because once you start having kids, they cost money. Yes. So kids,
dogs, pets.
So Teddy, hopefully this kind of answered your questions. We actually have an episode lined up where we will talk more about this topic. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We'll be talking about that soon.
Well, thank you so much, Teddy. The third question is from @AlexD307Y.
Wow.
So I assume your name is Alex.
Alex, why? I don't know that computer language. I don't know what that is.
So I'll call you Alex. Hi, Alex. So thank you for writing in. And your question is, how can I heal when I can't reach the knife on my back?
Okay, so this is a response to John Wick.
Eye for an eye.
Eye for an eye.
Yes. We're talking about, in that episode, you were talking about our wounds are like arrows sticking out of our bodies. And so Alex is saying, how can I heal when I can't pluck the knife out from my back?
Oh, yeah, because I talked about how when you get hurt, it's like you have this wound and it's like this arrow there. And so if anybody comes by and they touch that arrow, you're going to react. Because it's this wounded arrow. And so there's so many people walking around that have so many arrows sticking out because they haven't learned how to forgive or how to deal with that to let the actual healing start. And so the goal is to actually get rid of the arrow so that you can get real healing. Now, there will be a scar, and this is all speaking metaphorically. There will be a scar, but then when people come and touch that area, you don't react.
Yes.
because it's not as painful as it was before. There's a scar because you remember the past, but it's not pain.
Yes. So what Alex is saying is, I think you're asking if I got stabbed in the back.
Yeah, the arrow's in your back.
The knife is in your back.
Yeah.
I got stabbed in the back. How do I heal when I can't reach it?
First of all, the question that you ask is an excellent question. But sometimes that knife is in my back. I can't reach it on my own. You're absolutely right. And that's when we have to have someone help us, right? So we can't be against having someone help us get those knives and pull them out. And that could be something like counseling. That could be like a friend or a relationship that helps in that healing process. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to get, there's a process there. The healing itself is a process. But the first step to getting the healing is realizing that A, there's a problem, that you actually have a knife, and then B, saying, well, I need to get the help that I need. But sometimes, like you said, it's so far in there and it's in a place I can't get. And so we cannot discount counseling and even mental health help in some way, shape, or form. We cannot discount that because it can be very, very beneficial. It can be very healing. It can be very instrumental in us becoming more complete people, and once again, getting those areas healed so that we don't react in the same way. Does that make sense?
Yes. And I think friends and family play a huge role in our healing. And especially when you're talking about getting stabbed in the back, being betrayed, being sold out by other people. And usually it hurts the most, not by strangers or not by evil people, because you expect that from them.
Yeah.
It's most hurtful when you get stabbed in the back by people you actually care about.
When they're the closest to you, where you walk with them, where you've done life with them.
Yes.
And I think we all have felt that. We've definitely felt that. We have situations that we've gone through where people have really just stabbed us in the back. And like, we had to get over it. And we're never even able to walk through the process with those individuals toward reconciliation.
To this day, there's no reconciliation.
There's no reconciliation. There's not even acknowledgement.
No.
There's not even acknowledgement.
That doesn't mean I can't move on.
Yes. What I do is not determined by what they do. I can only control my own actions and my own steps to healing. I can't control theirs.
No. And this is what I will say. You can heal even without reconciliation.
Yes. And that's what the other thing. And then here's the thing, and this just came to me. The tendency is once you do get that knife out of your back, you've been stabbed in the back. And so you're always kind of looking around. But I can't move forward if I'm always like watching my back to see if somebody's going to stab me. And so there's one way that I can protect myself, and that is if I do this. If I'm standing like this, back to back with somebody who's really, really I trust. Because if they have my back and I have their back, then nothing can come in between us. But it has to be somebody I trust. So nobody can stab me in my back at that point. Why? Because they already have my back. And I always have theirs. And so that's why having valuable relationships, valuable friendships, ones that you can trust, building those relationships, they're extremely important. We said it before that nobody makes it alone. And we say it again, you can't get there by yourself. You have to have people around you, whether they're mentors, whether they're colleagues, but people who you trust and who are going to be your champions, your cheerleaders, your encouragers,
listeners.
And you be that same thing for them.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, that's key.
And once you guys are back to back, if you're with a team like that, you're unstoppable. Why? Because nobody can get in between you. Nobody can get into you to stab you in the back like that.
And other people might have a question saying, well, I don't have friends like that. I don't have family like that. Mm-hmm. And my challenge to you, my encouragement to you is be that person for someone.
Yes.
Because once you start this cycle, these people will find you.
Yes. Yes. The reality is this. There are people who are actually looking for this. They yearn for this. They may not even be able to verbalize it, but they are yearning for this.
Yes.
So if you start to be that, they will start to gravitate toward you. Mm-hmm. Right? And there's people who desire this. Like they're looking for somebody who's like, man, this is my ride or die. You understand what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, and not no matter what we do, this person has my back. And when you have people like who encourage you, they're also going to shoot you straight if you're doing wrong. Those are the best type of people to have around you. And
Absolutely.
you can accomplish like many, many good things. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you for your question, Alex. We hope that answers your question. And also, we also hope that you find someone like that in your life who can walk with you and who can have your back.
And be that encourager. And hopefully you can be that for someone else as well. I think that's it.
That's it.
That's all the time. Oh, man, it kind of went through. We didn't even get through all our questions. So
I think we got through half of them.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do another one. Another episode. But we want to thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Unanswered. As always, we want you to go ahead, turn around in your room 3 times, take your hand, and hit that subscribe button. I wonder if anyone will actually do it. Okay, but go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And then after that, you can
follow us on your favorite social media platform, Unanswered 100 on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, and on X. I got the list right finally this time.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Good job. Good job.
Yes.
So thank you guys for joining us. We love hearing from you. Make sure you leave us comments.
Yes.
And just we'd love to hear from you and hear more questions that you have as well.
Yes, you could leave a comment. We read every one of them. I'm so sorry. We've been traveling the last few weeks.
Yes.
And for 2.5 weeks, we actually didn't have internet. So very sorry. I miss someone's direct message on LinkedIn.
Wow.
Yes, they asked me to send them a link to our episode. I missed it. I'm so sorry. But we're back and we're in the land of the internet.
Yes.
And so we shouldn't be missing messages anymore. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Ain't nothing that gonna stop us. We can get it, but the yoga. Remember that song? We can get it, aye.
Did I forget, or did you?
I'm sure I've told you what the whip is. You heard me sing that song so many times.
Yeah, I just didn't know what the whip is.
Don't embarrass me at the barbecue.
At the cookout.
You're like, don't embarrass me at the dim sum.
Exactly.